Hi. So today you would have started on book 6. And since it's such a short section and there is, and the sentences were not too terribly complicated, I went ahead and just typed up the translations and I'll just walk through some of the parts that may have been a little bit more complicated. So in omnia Gallia eorum hominum, so in all Gaul, and then this would be genitive plural, so of their people. Qui is going to be referring to hominum. But before we move on to that, I want to make a quick note that we should understand that when he's talking about this right now, and he uses hominum versus vir, 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 he's making a distinction that this what he's about to talk about of their people isn't just referring to the people of the male gender, right? It meant of all people, male, female, and so this classification applies not only to the men but to the women as well. Thus, the use of hominum versus virum, or virorum. Sorry. So, of the people who are in any rank in dignity, qui aliquo sunt numero atque honore. This would be an ablative of place where, and that can be a physical place, like I'm in the room, I'm in the building, or it can be a more conceptual place, such as rank or dignity. So, who in any rank and dignity, there are two kinds, or there are two types. Duo describing genera. So if you want a word, I translated it in order that it was written, but if you want to read it in a more, or translate it and write it down later in a more colloquial English way, you would probably say something like, in all Gaul, there are two kinds of their people who are in any rank and dignity. End of sentence. But if you want to translate it in order, this would be the way to do it. For nom plebes, for common people. Then we have habetur, which is a passive, so are held. And then we have paine, which is almost. And then locum would be another ablative of place, would be almost held in the place of slaves. And so that doesn't mean like they're in, like, they don't swap out with them. Like we might say, oh, I'm going to use this in place of this. It means more like in status or location. They are almost in the status of slaves. Then our next one, which dares nothing through itself, right? Slaves don't do anything through itself and is brought about by no plan, i.e., this is not an intentional position that they are taking. Yeah, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. All right, moving on. I brought this down to 6 lines, so we only have 3 more to go. All right. So next we have clericae, which means very many. So very many, when either with another's bronze, meaning debt, right? You're borrowing money from somebody, or with a large size of tributes. That can also be understood as taxes, the idea that they owe money as well, or with wrong of influentials. It's a weird way to word it, but the idea that you would understand from it is that they have wronged influential people. Are pressed. So people are pressed, or when they have these situations, they offer themselves, say, so decant, say, they offer themselves in servitude. I said for nobles. I really should have said to the nobles. That was just a slip of the brain. So insert into servitude to the nobles, or into servitude for the nobles. for whom, over these, the plebeians, all laws are the same, which are, and then it would be understood that which is kind of referring to the laws. So which laws are for masters over slaves? We haven't seen a lot of the missing suits with Julius Caesar, but there is one there would be technically one missing here, but we can understand it from the sentence before. All right, that's it. Pretty simple. I look forward to continuing this with you guys, and I hope you have a restful weekend off. Bye.